Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Promptly Speaking, where we bring you the stories of the movers and shakers of industry and their journey to success. I'm your host, Jack Madrid, and today we have a special guest, Ayhee Campos, Country Head and Regional Delivery Center Head of Infosys BPM Philippines. Ayhee is also the Vice Chairperson of IBPAP. Let's welcome Ayhee Campos to the show. Ayhee, thank you so much for taking time to be with us on Promptly Speaking.
I'm very nervous, Jack. This is not what I'm used to do, but I will do it for you.
Oh, we're gonna have a
I will do it for you.
Conversation. Let's start, Ayhee, with maybe you can tell the audience how your journey started in the IT BPM industry. What was your first job, and maybe talk about some of the challenges you encountered along the way.
Yeah, if you're ready to listen for a long story, I'll do
Sure.
that. So I'm a medical technologist by profession. At the time, I remember my dad wanted me to become a doctor because during my time, our parents would have wanted their children to have titles, diba? Prefix.
Correct.
Either you're a doctor, you're an architect, you're an attorney, right? So my dad wanted me to become a doctor. I took up medical technology. But unfortunately, after I passed the board, I realized it wasn't really for me. I just went ahead with it because I was being a very good daughter, trying to be. And then something happened in the family, which made me rethink my next step, right? And that's when an opportunity came. A friend invited me to apply for a job in a new telco company that's going to launch its very first cell phone. That was Smart Communications.
Wow.
So when I first applied in Smart, I got declined. But maybe destiny has its way. So I got a call 1 week later and they offered me a contractual job as a telephone operator. And I clearly remember my opening script. Thank you for calling Smart Communications. How may I help you? Who would you want to speak with? That's exactly my script. I did that work for 3 months until I was asked to be an assistant of the head of customer service of Smart.
Wow.
And then the rest actually was history. So I grew in Smart, promoted several times, did, several roles, moved to another telco, Nextel, until I landed in the BPO space. And at the time, it was with one of the very first contact centers in the country, eTelecare Global Solutions.
I remember eTelecare.
So when I joined eTelecare, I was a program manager, right? And at the time when I joined eTelecare, I was already a bit aware of what the ongoings are in a corporate world. But the real struggle actually was when I was in Smart. I didn't know how to use a computer. I didn't know how to make budgets. I didn't know anything about corporate. I just knew how to test blood and urine. So the very first challenge when I started in corporate was really how to reinvent myself and how to upskill myself. At the time, I didn't know the words. I just knew I needed to learn. So I had to ask for mentors, sought them, asked for peers to teach me until, I became, more comfortable in the corporate. And then the rest was a very exciting journey. eTelecare, and then I went to Accenture after, went on sabbatical, and then I went back. I was fortunate. I was one of those that was able to come back even after sabbatical.
It sounds like those months in Smart
Formative
early
years. Formative.
were really critical.
Formative.
You learned, I guess that's what they call the hard knocks.
Yeah. I had to really spend a lot of time sharpening my saw. That's why 7 Habits was really my guide during that time. So sharpening my saw was so key.
So I hear that determination and ambition, no, as you share that story. Where does that come from?
Well, we're not we were not poor, but we're also not rich. I've seen my dad worked really hard. I remember the head and the heart was very strong in the household. My dad was the head, right? So he would tell me, you have to strive harder. If you have to change your life, it will have to be all you. You can't depend on others. You have to wake up early. You cannot be late. You have to be, knowledgeable, and so on and so forth. So that was all my dad. And then my mom, on the other hand, would always tell me, as you do that, everything that your dad was telling you, you have to be kind. You have to be good to people. So those balance actually really helped me during the course of the journey, because while my dad was telling me to focus on the head, there's always someone reminding me that with the head, there has to be a heart component to it.
Oh, that's quite wonderful to have a childhood
Mm-mm.
like that, and certainly, you are the end product of that.
I hope I did not disappoint my parents.
Upbringing. Oh, I'm sure they're very proud of you. In fact, you are known as an inspiring mentor yourself, and I guess my next question is, who would you say was the most influential character or mentor that helped shape your growth and career?
I still go back to family. It's really my parents, because as I was growing up, as I said, my dad was helping me really develop the head part, and then my mom was helping me balance it with the heart. And then as I interact with a lot of people, I had a lot of bosses and mentors. Every interaction, I took it upon myself to learn in all those interactions. So I cannot name one or two individuals. Every boss that I had over the last couple of years, all my peers, friends in the industry, leaders in the industry, every interaction, I made sure I would learn something from it.
That's really quite an important lesson. No? You learn from every single conversation.
I'm sure from this I will learn. I will learn to be more comfortable in front of the.
Well, you're much more relaxed now in the past 10 minutes. Let's talk about some of the advocacies, i.e., that are closest to your heart, and can you share, with our audience why and what the reason is that you're so passionate about some of these advocacies?
So I have three very close to my heart, right? The first one is diversity, equity, inclusivity, and belongingness, DEIB. Because I just so believe that every person has its own uniqueness, different perspectives, different backgrounds, different POVs, different skill sets. When you put all that together, it creates the genius, right? It inspires innovation. So that's one. The second one, I'm passionate about women, because I do believe that women can bring a lot to the table, but maybe not yet being given a lot of opportunities to do so. So I really want to be able to help to advance that. And that's why we founded WIA in ITBPM. And, I remember last 2 years ago when we had an election and we had a photo taken, when it got posted and I saw myself the only woman in the picture, I felt really sad, right? I don't want to be the only woman. I want to be among the many women, right? So, and so I said to myself, okay, after feeling sad, what? And that's why we said, let's create and have this program and group created for the entire ITBPM industry. So we have a very strong mandate that we created for ourselves. Now, bring more women in the boardroom, create successors in the industry, and so on and so forth. And we're starting to do some work there. The third,
Ayhee, before you continue, just for the benefit of our audience, can you explain WIA and what it stands for?
WIA means Women in Action at ITBPM. It's the official women network of the ITBPM industry under IBPAP. So I founded that with Celeste, and we share that, and we have all the subsectors represented. We have officers also driving that. Heidi is the president and MR is the vice president. And we have a roadmap that we are actually implementing. And we have an upcoming WEPS orientation in the next couple of days, the Women's Empowerment Principles of UN Women. So it's a pretty active group. So we're very excited about that. Now, the last one that I really am passionate about is education or talent development, right? And that's why in IBPAP, I really chose and volunteered to be part of that track because I do believe that knowledge, is one of the most important things to drive change in one's life to become better. And I do believe also that there's still a lot of opportunities that we need to explore to influence that in the Philippines, not only in the IT/BPM industry, but as a country in general.
I'm an admirer, of your commitment and will, to drive talent from the time that I started with IBPAP. That has really been your signature. So thank you for that commitment. Let's move on. Everyone knows you as the country head of Infosys BPM in the Philippines, but maybe our audience would like to know, who is Ayhee outside that role?
So I'm a mom to my two children, Luis, who's 23, and my daughter is turning 22. Both are done with college. One is working also in the BPO industry, and then one is now job hunting. And I'm a wife to my husband, Leo. I'm the aunt, the happy aunt, and the favorite aunt of all my nieces, and cousins to my cousins, and so on. No? The niece to my aunts. I'm a very family-centric person. Everything to me outside of the office is about family. That's one. Second, I am also in an organization called Filipina CEO Circle.
Yes.
I was given an opportunity to lead a project years ago, and it was really to bring coaching to universities. And it's the CEOs or heads of different companies coaching third and fourth year college students to prepare them for internship and workforce. Now, I am working closely with one of the board members of FCC to continue that project. I love spending time with friends. I get my sanity from women friends, just having coffee. I love small groups, right? So my friends are in pockets. I have a group of 3, group of 4, and I spend a lot of time with them. I also sing in the church. When I was growing up, I used to sing heavily in church. Now only when we get invited. So sometimes we open the Simbang Gabi, our choir sings, or sometimes during Holy Week, we get invited to sing during Monday, Thursday, washing of the feet or veneration of the cross. So,
I think you're being a little bit humble about your singing.
No.
I have heard around, through the grapevine that you almost went into a singing career.
No, I tried, but it wasn't for me. But I remember if not medtech, I was convincing my dad for me to enter into music, like, music course in a university. But my dad said, no, take medtech. And then I said, yes.
The head was talking.
Yeah.
IBPAP is turning 20 this year. And, you've been a big part of the industry in your career. Would you want to share any words about all our contributions to the industry and to our economy, and maybe say something about what lies ahead?
Two things, right? So I started in the industry 1999-2000. That was with eTelecare Global Solutions. And at the time, I remember our problem statement was, how do we get a client? How do we get clients to say yes to the Philippines, to trust that we can deliver the work, and also trust that the Filipino talent can be global? 20 years later, it's a totally different story. During the time, I wasn't, involved in the industry, but Benedict, my boss then at eTelecare, was very involved. And so we knew, and he would share us stories, how the industry is evolving. Basta kami noon, we were just focused on, let's land a client. 1 client, 2 clients, 3 clients, 4 clients, until, we grew. Now, 20 years later, it's a different story.
Amazing.
It's the clients who wants to come to the Philippines. Now, you're no longer just promising, kasi during that time, we just promise what we will deliver because there's no proof of concept. We promise we will do this, we will do that, we have the best talent, etc. Now, there's proof of the pudding. 1.7 million jobs, right? And I think we just need to continue to navigate what's ahead of us. We should not be complacent that we're already at 1.7 million. There's more that will come our way. I think with the advent of, Gen AI, etc., we just need to be at the forefront of that so that we know exactly how to position the industry and continue to grow and benefit, change lives of the Filipinos and help the economy.
Thank you for that. We have much to be proud of, but still so much more to achieve in our next 20 years. So we have a section on promptly speaking where we ask some rapid fire questions. So just say the first thing that enters your mind.
Okay.
What is your go-to karaoke song?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. I couldn't think of one. Angela Bofill songs.
Oh, my era. That's my era.
Angela Bofill songs.
Favorite singer?
Angela Bofill.
Wow. Okay. Astronomy or feng shui?
Neither.
Not a believer.
Yeah.
Savory or sweet dessert?
Sweet dessert.
What is your happy place?
Home.
What is your motto or mantra in life?
There are 3 things that I always remind myself about, right? So I need to always have courage, grit, and purpose. All those 3 reminds me of who I am and what I need to do and who I want to become.
That's wonderful. What is the best advice you give to your kids?
So I'm not an expert, but I only advise based on my experience, right? So I always tell them there are 3 things: explore, build, and navigate. So explore, be a Dora, right? Dora the Explorer. Be curious, ask, want to know more, learn as much as you can. Make this world your playground, right? Build. It starts in oneself. You have to build yourself. Sharpen your saw. Self-invest. Read books or watch a TED Talk or, listen to podcasts. Any opportunity to learn, is a way to build yourself. And then navigate the road less traveled, which is really the road towards excellence. Don't accept mediocrity. Avoid complacency. Don't allow for it to happen, and just focus on being the best version of yourself and drive excellence.
That's a lot of words of wisdom. What's your favorite comfort food?
Oh, my favorite comfort food, adobo, the liempo with taba.
Nice. Greatest life skill you are proud of?
Life skill, I don't know how to swim, so I cannot be proud of that. But I think the greatest skill was being able to really bring up my children to whom they are now.
Wonderful.
They are both God-fearing, kind human beings, and ready to navigate what's in front of them.
Okay. Describe Ayhee Campos in one word.
Happy.
Nice, nice, nice. Well, thank you for sharing
Thank
that,
you.
Ayhee. That was a lot of fun. Let's go back to Infosys.
Okay.
Infosys BPM is thriving in the Philippines thanks to your leadership. In fact, you recently launched your fifth site. You've been recognized as an icon in the industry, one of the exemplary women leaders. What's next for Ayhee Campos?
First, when I hear those words, icon, inspiring, I really feel embarrassed because I'm a normal person. What's next for me? So, I'm 12 years now in Infosys. I'm 7 years to retirement, 65. So I think I will maximize. I don't look close to 60 naman, di ba? No, just kidding though. But I think I will maximize the 65. So I plan to retire in Infosys because there's too much to learn in Infosys. They don't stop, forcing us to be always outside of our comfort zone, which is one way to continuously learn and develop as a person. After retirement, there are two things I have in mind. I want to teach, if given the opportunity, teach about leadership, teach about anything that, I will be comfortable teaching. And then just chill, and hopefully my children will be ready to give me grandchildren at the time.
Oh, nice.
So I want to be a fab Lola.
I'm
Happy
sure you.
Lola.
I'm sure you will. And
So that's 7 years from now. I hope my son will be 30 at the time. So I hope to have grandchildren.
Wow.
by
Okay.
then.
By the way, that was quite brave. Revealing your age. Huh?
I don't.
Not many women do that, so that was pretty brave of you. What would be your message, to women making their way in our industry?
I think it's, take the first step. The challenges that I see that's preventing women to really advance is actually, the self-doubt. Not being very comfortable, don't want to raise hand, asking question, kaya ko ba? Can I really do that? Even if you're getting approached already for a special role or a promotion, there's always a question of, baka hindi ko kaya. I think I can't do it, right? So it's taking the first step. It's taking the first step to say, I can do it. And then I'll go back to the three things, no? Just explore, just continue exploring, continue to build yourself, because once you build yourself, it develops confidence that will equip you. Hopefully, by the time the opportunity comes in front of you, you can say yes, or you don't even have to wait for the opportunity to come. You can already proactively raise your hand. So take that step. And then again, just continue to drive excellence.
Powerful advice from Ayhee Campos, country head of Infosys BPM in the Philippines, champion of talent for the IT BPM industry, and vice chairman of IBPAP.
Vice chairperson. May I
Vice
correct
chairperson.
you?
I stand corrected. Ayhee, this has been a really fun conversation.
Thank you.
And thank you again for taking time. I hope you got much more relaxed through the conversation. So thanks again. And, for taking time and being here with me in Promptly Speaking.
Thank you. Thank you, Jack. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to practice.
Absolutely.
No, just kidding.
We'll
But really
do
thank
this
you.
again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Promptly Speaking. We hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.
That's information technology and business process management. We are coders and programmers, agile animators, illustrators, auditors, analysts, from consultants to managers, nurturing nurses and doctors, data developers and testers, VA smiling CXRs and artificial intelligence. Python, Python, and so on. And on and on and we create heroes and villains. We gain experience and level up in life.
We are the IT/BPM industry, working with the Philippines. Join us.